That, of course, put Newcastle in the bottom three before they kicked off in the second game of the day against Manchester United, and they got their first home win since the middle of October. Came from a free kick against Manchester United, Ryan, after this from Chris Smalling.
Yeah, Chris has just thought that Shelvey's going to come in and clatter him, and yeah, it's poor. It's poor by Chris, and rightly so booked. But then, just United just don't defend the free kick. You know, basics, winning the ball, staying with runners, and Richie with a fantastic finish, and overall, you know, deserved the win. It's a huge result because when the lesser sides come up against, you know, the big sides, anything is a bonus, really. And to win, similar to Huddersfield, it just builds the confidence, builds that momentum in what is, you know, just unbelievable bottom half of the table.
They had their best spell, Newcastle, when the window closed in the summer. You know, when Rafa was actually concentrating on the group he had there and putting all his time and effort into them. And they hardly got anything in January. It was a very poor January for him because he was occupied of what he could bring into the club. Now he's concentrating on them. I think it's the best thing can happen to them. The window closes. He's a good manager. He's one of the biggest paid managers in the league, and now it's turned to earn his money, and I think he'll do that. OK,
talking of Rafa, let's get some reaction to that game, beginning with the Newcastle boss.
If it is free kick, no free kick, what I know is that we missed a challenge in the air and we missed the second ball, and I coach my players, I don't coach the referees. I have to be more disappointed with my players by losing that challenge.
Candid comments there about the defence of Manchester United.
Yeah, no, he's spot on, and you know, obviously Jose prides himself on setting his team up to defend right, and it's basics. He's correct there. You know, that's not Jose Mourinho's fault. That free kick. The Manchester United team are a team of giants. You should be not necessarily winning that first header, but at least challenging. They didn't challenge, and then the rest. You know, a good layoff by Gale, and then a good finish by Richie, not staying with your runners. So it was a poor goal to give away.
What do you make of Phil Jones, though? He's very honest, saying we didn't show up.
Yeah, Newcastle started well, and then United come more into the game. And I think the disappointing thing is, once you go 1-0 down, you look for a reaction, and Jose, again, is right. Newcastle defended with the lives, kept the ball well. They weren't just hanging on, but then you want a little bit more off United and create more chances. And it's just one of them things. United have been in at home. They're in really good form. You've just got to forget about it now and now look forward to two other competitions with Huddersfield and then the Champions League, Seville.
We touched on it earlier on. When you were at Villa, you beat Spurs. And when you're down there and you beat one of the big boys of Newcastle have done today, does that change the mentality a little bit in the players to see and go and do something like that?
Yeah, it gives you what Rafa said there. It gives you a lot of confidence, you know, that you can go and do it against anyone. That's a free hit for them today, you know, at home against one of the giants. And they played really well, you know, and I'm not sure they got the rub of the green in some stages, but they should have had a penalty, what was turned down. So Jose
said they got lucky.
They got lucky, but they didn't get lucky there, did they? Because that was a blatant penalty. It was a nailed-on penalty, what they should have had, Newcastle. They didn't get that. No, they deserved it today. The way they've put their bodies on the line. The goalkeeper was outstanding, the boy they've just recruited in on loan. And John Joe Shelvey, for me, was the player on the pitch who was influenced the game more than anyone. You know, and when we're talking about some superstars there, some world superstars in Man United's team, but today they were just void of any plan and any structure and any philosophy of how that team should play football. And I've seen that a lot this season. And I don't want to see it. I want to be able to praise Man United. I'm used to seeing Giggsy and them guys back in the day playing to a certain system and formation which you enjoy watching, and it's entertaining for us all to watch. But for me, it was just hoping that one of the superstars did something on the day, and it never happened for them.
Would you go along with that? Did they lack a bit of structure?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did. I mean, it's interesting, the dynamic of Sanchez now. Brilliant player. I'm glad he's at Manchester United. But then the effect, you know, I said earlier in the programme, does it then raise the standard of the players around him? But actually, can it cause problems also with Martial having to go on the right? OK, he had the chance in the first half. But then where does Rashford play when he comes in? But yeah, I mean, don't get too downhearted because they're still second. They're still in the FA Cup, still in the Champions League. You've got to forget about that game. But then next time, it's Chelsea. And, you know, if Chelsea win tomorrow, Chelsea win against United, they're then on the same points. It's a lot of ifs. But, yeah, United have just got to forget about it now and look forward to Huddersfield.